Okay, so I have the absolute best definitive cast for the live action Disney Princess and the Frog. And if you disagree, you're probably not a real human and are an AI bot and just don't know it. But anyways, there recently have been talks of a live-action adaptation of Disney's The Princess and the Frog. So the internet has collectively formed into a casting agency declaring who they'd want to portray the characters in the film, and some of the choices out there are just outright terrible. Tell me why I saw multiple people fan casting Jenna Ortega as Tiana. I can't even begin to get into that, good god. So, anyway, Disney, if you're listening, write these names down. And if you're not listening, someone tell them. And also maybe tell them instead of remaking Princess and the Frog in live action, they can make a sequel to the animated film in live action. They can come up with a new story to utilize the characters in, because the Princess and the Frog came out relatively recently and hasn't had enough time to breathe. It's too soon to retell the story, but we can still see the characters come to life within a different story. In fact, I think audiences would be less critical of these Disney live-action films if all of them involved the iconic characters being brought to life in new stories, instead of trapping these characters within their original stories. And I actually made a video on that, so go check it out. Okay, without further ado, let's jump into the casting, and we might as well start off with Tiana. I see a lot of terrible casting ideas for this character. Too many people have suggested Zendaya as if she's the only young black woman they can think of. And while Zendaya is amazing, obviously, she's not right for this role at all. Especially because Hollywood has always had a major problem with colorism, and when casting black characters, they almost always choose the lighter skin actors, as if they think they'd be more digestible and relatable to mainstream audiences. And while this issue has become less intense in the recent years, it's still a problem, and there's a horrific history of the portrayal of people of color in cinema to make up for. So it's very important that Tiana, who is a groundbreaking, important character for the black community, is portrayed by someone with darker skin. I mean, even a few years ago, Disney initially lightened her skin for her appearance in Wreck-It Ralph 2, but after major backlash, they corrected it. And also a couple years ago, in 2019's live-action Aladdin, they had a half-Caucasian woman portray Princess Jasmine, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but in 1992, Princess Jasmine became the first ever official Disney princess of color, so she is kind of a big deal for brown people, but they whitewashed her for the live-action movie, which caused some uproar, but not nearly enough. Long story short, it's important that the actor who portrays Tiana is undeniably black. My choice for the role is the Tony-nominated actress and singer Hailey Kilgore. For this role, I think it's best to have a lesser-known actress get her time to shine, and I think it's safe to say that not many people know who Hailey Kilgore is. But despite the lack of name recognition, she still has the necessary experience and skill set, as she was on Broadway and also appeared in other projects like the Aretha Franklin biopic Respect, where she portrayed Franklin's younger sister. I don't know what else to say other than she has the perfect look and energy to portray Tiana's ambitious, independent, but still princessy sensibilities. And I don't really see anyone else's suggestions for the role possessing all of those qualities. Some fan castings of Tiana have the look down, but the energy is off, or vice versa. So yeah, my vote is for Hailey Kilgore, and fun fact, she was one of the contenders to play Ariel in the upcoming live-action Little Mermaid, so this would be her chance for redemption, and I think she's much more suited for this role as well. And no, not just because the character is black. Halle Bailey is the perfect Ariel, even though Halle Bailey would not fit Tiana. And same goes for Hailey Kilgore. though she wouldn't make a bad Ariel. Anyways, moving on. Okay, next casting choice is for Naveen. Now, this character's ethnicity and racial background is sort of up for debate. I've seen most people argue that he's South Asian, but he definitely needs to be brown and charming, so yeah. My choice for the role is Nitesh Pillai. I think that's how you pronounce it. I mean, just look at him. Look at him. He definitely possesses the necessary suave and beauty of the character. And yeah, okay, he's an Australian model, so it isn't 100% guaranteed that he can act. I'm not sure, he could be the next Meryl Streep for all I know, but I think his look is so powerful and magnetic that if his acting did need some polishing, Disney could hire the best acting coach in the biz and make it work. And if they really just couldn't make it work, Anirudh Pisharody from Never Have I Ever is a nice alternative. Okay, moving on to Charlotte. I see a lot of fan casts of Dove Cameron and a lot of Florence Pugh, but who I think is the best match for the role is Renee Rapp from The Sex Lives of College Girls, and she will also be portraying Regina George in the upcoming Mean Girls musical movie, a role that she also portrayed in the Broadway version, which is cool. I mean, it really speaks for itself, this casting. But they'd have to give Charlotte some songs to sing because her voice is absolutely killer. Yep, she's the best choice. So come get her, Disney. Come get her, that's all I have to say. The last role I will be casting is Dr. Facilier, aka the Shadow Man. And obviously, whoever portrays him has to be a strong actor who has charisma while also tapping into the darkness and the evil of the character. But he also needs a distinctive bone structure, cheekbones, and a tooth gap. The tooth gap is essential. And who else could bring all that to the table other than Mr. Anthony Mackie? I mean, he could absolutely crush this role and also bring a new dimension to the character. Do you see the vision? Do you see the vision? He has the cheekbones and the tooth gap. He's perfect. I want to see this man do sketchy magic and be both charming and intimidating. Yeah, so that is my cast, aka the best cast, the cast that needs to be cast. Yeah, and it's wonderful, and I want Disney to listen to me, so tell them to listen to me. Bye.